Hey gang, Demir Bentley again from the Lifehack method. Guys, there's something really important that most people just don't have in their life, and that's a mastermind. In fact, I'm constantly surprised that a lot of people don't know about this, or they haven't seen that there's enough value to actually create one in their life. So let's talk about it. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, a mastermind is basically peer-to-peer coaching. Think about the greatest people in history, like the founding fathers. They surrounded themselves with a group of like-minded people who challenged them to be their best and to really step up. So a mastermind is just a group of people who come together to solve collective problems. Napoleon Hill coined this phrase in his book, Think and Grow Rich, and he was obsessed with the idea of the power that two or more people can have when they come together to achieve a common aim. Now, don't get me wrong when I say this, I've had some great coaches, but I've never gotten such great advice, such incredible breakthroughs, and such deep accountability as I've gotten in my mastermind groups. And most of the masterminds that I've been part of are totally free. So wait, there's a type of coaching that I happen to think is better than any other coaching out there, and the price starts at free? Why isn't everybody doing this? So in this video, I'm gonna talk about what a mastermind is, how a mastermind works, and where it adds value to your life. Let's talk about the 4 main reasons why you would even consider creating or joining a mastermind. Reason number 1, to counter negativity bias. You see, as humans, we have a natural negativity that's just built into us, right into our brains. And thank God for it, because that's the reason that you and I are even alive today. But there's 2 problems with that. First, we burn a lot of cognitive energy just holding back those negative thoughts. You know, we humans, we have almost 40,000 thoughts a day, and the vast majority of those are rooted in a place of fear and anxiety. From the little stuff like, did I turn off the stove, all the way up to the big stuff like, is my boss gonna fire me? Even worse, these days, all forms of media are tailored to stoke that fear and anxiety and resentment and tribalism and victimhood, because these kinds of thoughts tend to grab us and we can't turn away. So taken all together, today we live in an echo chamber of negativity that just gets louder and louder. So no wonder we can't stay positive. Now the big impact is you end up expending a lot of your cognitive energy just trying to feel okay. You feel exhausted just like you're holding back the tide of negativity in the world. It's a tax that you don't realize that you're paying. So that's number 1. And second, there isn't as much danger in the world today as there is opportunity. We live in a world with less real danger than any time in human history. But our brain hasn't changed. In some ways, we're more afraid than ever, but the fear has become nebulous. So instead of being afraid of getting killed by a lion, we're afraid to write that book or start that business. So that persistent negativity bias keeps us from taking risks and keeps us from improving our position. The solution is to curate your world. Curating your world just means blocking out the negative energy and surrounding yourself with the kind of thoughts and the kind of energy you want to have. When you do that, you're spending less energy fighting the current of negativity, and you have more energy to put towards moving yourself forward. So what on earth does all this have to do with a mastermind? Well, a mastermind can be a crucial tool to curate your world, because you're surrounding yourself with a group of people who share your values and your ideals and aspirations, and they're committed to supporting each other in a positive way. In my opinion, there is no better way to counter negativity bias than to surround yourself with positive people committed to amplifying positive thinking. Accountability tip. When you rewatch this video, pause it here and write this down. What are the top 5 sources of negativity in your life? People? News? Political parties? Who and what is amplifying that fear and negativity, making it worse? Reason number 2. Mastermind groups are great at amplifying positive mindsets and risk-taking. Listen, blocking negativity doesn't mean you're suddenly thinking positive, you're just actually thinking less negative, if that makes sense. Positive thinking is a disciplined practice in its own right. Since you're stuck with this brain, you need to start rewiring that negativity bias on a daily basis. In this respect, I think about myself sort of like a recovering addict. I sort of can't trust my brain, so I need to go to meetings with people who reinforce the right thinking and the right message. And even when I feel like I'm fixed, I know I can always fall off the wagon and go right back to how I used to be. So a great mastermind can be that group for you, a place where each person is carefully monitoring their own thoughts, daily planting the seeds of positive thoughts, and immediately weeding out the negative thoughts before they take root and go to seed. Now, of course, we all have days when we feel like we can't do it, but the collective strength of the group really carries you on the days when you can't do it alone. Now, I know you've been around someone in your life, a group, a person, that just made you feel great, empowered, positive, ready to take risks. And you've probably felt the opposite, right? People that amplify your worst feelings and your worst self, that make you feel scared and disempowered. That's because as humans, we have to accept that we're emotionally and intellectually porous. We really are the average of our 5 friends. So what if you surrounded yourself with positive people in an environment committed to supportive growth and risk-taking? I can tell you what would happen. You wouldn't just feel okay, you'd feel amazing. Instead of spending all your energy just holding back the tide of negativity, you'd start to see your world through a lens of positivity. And life would feel lighter, and new possibilities would come into frame. And hard work could become fun for you, just like you're playing a game. So building a mastermind isn't just about blocking negativity, it's actually about actively building positivity into your life. So here's your action tip. Take a moment right now, pause the video, write down the name of someone you know that makes you feel empowered and positive. And when you're with them, when you leave them, you feel like taking positive action in your life. Reason number 3, masterminds are great at helping you leverage the wisdom of the group. Now, in my opinion, masterminds are the best way to leverage peer coaching and advice. Now, not many people use peer coaching these days because in today's society, I think we've gotten really used to being self-isolated, staying safe in our bubble, not being challenged. And because of that, we don't really get to see what's possible. We don't get to have those big, juicy breakthroughs. So we experience this slow progress and a higher chance of failure, and then we get frustrated and then we quit. So building your personal mastermind is about mind melding with a group of people that you respect and knowing that your best thinking is always going to be a little bit better, if not a lot better, when it's augmented with a group perspective. And the result is simply that you get to be smarter than you actually are because you're using your best thinking and then accelerating that with the mastermind's best thinking. That reduces risks. You make better decisions. You feel more confident taking action. I mean, you don't know everything, right? We've all heard the phrase 2 heads are better than 1. Well, the group intelligence inside of a mastermind is far greater than your individual intelligence. And if you choose the right people for your mastermind, preferably people who are as smart as you or maybe even smarter, then your group intelligence is going to be 10 to 100 times smarter than you are alone. So listen, you don't have to solve every problem alone. You can use other people's brain power, but it don't come free. You need to shelve your ego. You need to be open to having candid conversations because even though outside perspective is powerful, in the moment that you're receiving it, it stinks. It really stinks. So here's your action tip. List out 5 people that you know already who you would want to be in the room when you're making a huge decision in your life. And don't limit yourself to people in the same industry. Choose from any part of your life. Okay, reason number 4, masterminds are great at helping you take advantage of what we call positive social pressure. Now I break down this phrase positive social pressure into parts: accountability, friendly competition, and support. Write those down. Now we all know about accountability, but we tend to treat it like salt, like something we sprinkle onto everything. In truth, accountability environments that push people to their peak level require incredibly careful experiential design and psychology, and that's probably why you and your last gym buddy probably didn't work out. As a society, I think we're fundamentally misunderstanding what accountability really is. Now, we here at Lifehack Method get it. We've researched it for years. We've broken it down into 4 layers. Now, I'm not going to reteach that here in this video. It's something I dive deep into inside of our Lifehack tribe. So if you're interested in learning more about that, I'll put a link below if you want to check that out. Needless to say, we know that accountability is key for people's success, and a well-designed mastermind could be an effective vehicle for that kind of accountability in your life. Friendly competition is super important, but people are less aware of it. Friendly competition just means surrounding yourself with people who drive you to want to do better because you want to keep pace with their success. Or maybe you even want to beat them. We've all had friends who achieve success and we thought to ourselves, I could do that too. I could do better. Well, that's friendly competition. And a key element of friendly competition is that you don't need them to lose so that you can win. You just want to win alongside your peers as they achieve success. And of course, positive social pressure also includes support, because success and failure are both isolating. Think about that. And it's important to have a support network who can support you through both. People who can just relate, someone you can vent to, get it off your chest. And of course, when things go well, that means you have your very own cheerleading squad. When no one else in your life will cheer you on, I promise you, your mastermind will. So let's recap. A key reason that you want to build a personal mastermind in your life is to have positive social pressure in your life. That's a huge hack because the one thing that we want more than anything else is to be accepted by our peers. Way more than we want to avoid pain even. So the result is you progress faster. You do hard things. You get out of your comfort zone and you push through the hard times. Okay, maybe that sounds interesting. You want to join it, but you're thinking, what is a mastermind? Do I build one? Do I join one? If you're asking that question, then maybe you're curious as to whether this is something you need in your life. In the next video, I'm gonna get way more specific. How do you find or create a mastermind? What are the pros and cons of paying for a mastermind versus just getting your friends together? And what should you be looking for in a paid mastermind? And if you are willing to pay for a mastermind, what should you be thinking about paying? What's good value for a paid mastermind? If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're obsessed with human potential and just living your best life like we are, consider subscribing to this channel and joining our journey to complete lifestyle freedom. See you in the next video.